So while it is true that a line is a point and a point, a plane is a line and a point, and a volume is a plane with an added point, as we talked about before, each element of shape can be essentially created with articulation using any sort of combination of lower elements. So for example, to create a cube, one could use sort of 8 point elements to define the corners of that cube. Or you could use 4 lines, for instance, 4 columns, or 2 parallel planes, or any sort of combination therein, a plane and a line, 4 points and 4 lines, that sort of thing. And this is something that we often see in architecture around us. So in this space right here, the essential feeling of a volume between these columns is created by sort of the repetition of the columns in a cube-like orientation. Or if we wanted to describe a plane surface, a wall surface right here, there's a lot of ways we could go about doing that. First of all, we could just create 2 line elements, essentially these columns, and as we look at this perceptually, there's a plane that's created in between them, and understanding that essentially as we cross through the space between these 2 pillars, that we're crossing through a plane there. But if we wanted to make it stronger, we could articulate it a little bit more. So this is a bit stronger of a essentially a plane, just by the use of lots of different linear elements. And we can close it even further and further. And each time we do, it sort of creates, for one thing, more of a boundary. It's more of a I guess accomplishment, or an event going through it. But it also helps us to sort of understand this concept of this plane. But the thing is that if we were to represent the plane as simply this simple wall right here, the only lines here that sort of articulate kind of the overall shape of it are these outside lines. But when we look at this sort of advanced version of it, we have all these sort of lines that are on this plane to help us, and in perspective, show us how the space is described.